Welcome to our lovely, securely attached, non-traumatized, mystic, spiritual, mindfully living, loving people who love to do mindset, the inner growth mindset, with mindsight skills, because you like mindfulness practices, because you sift your sensations, images, and feelings and thoughts with great ease. And in fact, you'll know when you are securely attached, non-traumatized, from the childhood version of you, because you will hear someone who is not describe to you something like this. And actually, before we continue, you can tune in to another episode, but in case you don't, I did a reframe of a reframe. Patrick Tan is an awesome childhood trauma survivor who's healing, I would say, and healed. He's a therapist. And as he shares with his community today or yesterday, he says, your parents did the best that they could. He reframes it and says, at avoiding the responsibility and emotional labor of their job. And my reframe was, in addition to parents avoiding their responsibility and emotional labor of their job, there are numerous people who are not securely attached or healing themselves with good therapists that are avoiding their job and emotional labor as people in a world with children and securely attached, non-traumatized people, mystics, spirituals, such as myself, we get called names. And then there's those who like to say this. Let me see. Yes, the satisfaction of letting you all know what a securely attached 0123. Thanks, Mom, for teaching me about self-respect and also self-worth. So you know that you have a person who actually isn't securely attached when they say they are not some elite tier of emotional invincibility. Yes, some of us are a tier of emotional invincibility because secure people, we are not immune to anxiety, but my panic attacks gave me plenty of practice on Maria, self-regulating. And when someone said, but her life's so perfect, I didn't do what Gary Vee did when some man said, you're lucky. I just said, did you tell them how it works? I know about freeze response. And in fact, the same human being. So you don't have trauma? No, I have trauma charges. I just know how to metabolize them with my prefrontal cortex. Does that make you any better at understanding how it works to use ventral vagal state? So when people don't like that you're happy all the time, it's because they don't take emotional and mental responsibility seriously. So as long as they keep projecting and living out their trauma time, I get to spot them like a hawk. That's why here at IHP, they're not going to be with 5D collective. It's called Christ consciousness, forgiveness. I forgave. I do pot shot. I have a handshake. It's called Maria is a securely attached, non-traumatized person who uses new stories because, well, while they're living out their trauma into the world and the relationships, I think of the song, let's make the world a better place for you and me, the entire human race. There are children dying. If you care enough for the living, make it a better place for you and for me. And that's another sad story. So we care about humanity overall. Let's make it happen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe.